We've just joined in. Sounds like after our day, the conversation's appropriate. So we survived day one of students.
You did it.
We did it. We're still standing.
Yep.
Well, I'm standing. They get to sit down for a few minutes.
Oh, yeah.
So
No problem. Yes, you survived. And the kids survived and the whole bit. It's great.
Yep.
And tomorrow, you'll do it again.
Absolutely. So yeah, so we're excited to be with you and to continue learning and getting a grasp on roadmaps.
Well, we have some materials that might be really of use to you right now in the day one, week one, to get the kids going. So we'll show you some of that. But we'll also answer the questions and things like that.
Okay.
And we want to see what your teachers have built.
Most of our time has been spent digging into Series 2. Some of our teachers have started doing some creating, but really just by far, playing with the software and making sure that we have an understanding of how to use it.
Good. Will Tim be joining?
So he mentioned, I think that they're pulling it up on one of the staff members' computers.
Okay.
So maybe Colleen.
Colleen was because the materials are for you and for 4-5.
Right. 4th and 5th grade are meeting. They can't get their laptop computer to hook onto the network. They all have Chromebooks or some sort of laptop. They can't get that logged on. I have a MacBook and I was able to get on for some reason. So I'm not sure what's going on. I know we had trouble today uploading our iPads for our virtual kids. So yeah. I think it was probably with 4th and 5th grade.
Something did change. There was a temporary Wi-Fi that we were able to get on, and now we don't have that. So a lot of our staff here is watching along. Some are able to via their iPads, but right now we're just kind of listening and watching in to see what's new and what other tips and tricks are available.
Okay, why don't we wait a couple of more minutes for 4-5? Maybe something could happen. I mean, that is a little strange.
Colleen, are they coming back then?
They're in Betsy's room trying to set up a computer.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, it'd be useful for them to see it. Yeah, it'd be useful for them to see it. And to hear what their questions and things. Sorry. First day, a little chaos. It's okay. We're okay. We understand. What percentage of your kids are remote only?
Yeah, I think right now we're about 30% are virtual only.
Wow.
So, we're in the process of getting them going. We sent home a bunch of devices yesterday. Unfortunately, with that, there were some internet issues we were working through today as well. So, we're going step by step.
Well, that's not it. What else can you do? Absolutely. So you're buying Chromebooks and things and hotspots for the kids at home?
So all our students, K7 have iPads. And then 8 to 12 is the group that has the Chromebooks. So we are looking into maybe some options for, we've been looking into, but it comes down to, I guess, the balance of how many hotspots and other options are available. So we've also looked into areas in the community that offer Wi-Fi and how we could extend our Wi-Fi for people driving into the parking lots.
That would help. Oh, somebody's coming in. Do the kids with the iPads, some of them have keyboards? Is that something that they could get, for the typing?
I've seen, when I was in the middle school last year, I saw some kids using them, so I don't know over there. I know here we do not.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, third grade does.
Okay, that's good. It's handy. Hello. Administrator. Sounds scary. Hello. You're muted there.
Yeah, we couldn't get a device to work at first. We tried. Anyways, they're going to use my laptop now, and all the fourth grade and a fifth grade. No, they're all here. So they're all in the same room, and they're looking. I'm going to try to work on volume while you guys get started, though.
Okay. So what we'd like to do today, I know you've, well, how was your day? How did it work?
Good.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, it actually, for how crazy we thought it was going to start, it was a little crazy, but not super crazy.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's a plus. Right?
You want me to leave this mic on to talk, or do you want to come up here and unmute it when you want to talk? Okay, I'm gonna hit mute, and somebody's gonna sit here and unmute it when they need to talk.
Is this on the big screen then? Or
It's on the big screen.
okay. Well, let's start. Well, Leon, take over. This is yours.
So we wanted to start off by showing you some resources we created to help you through the beginning of the school year, first week, maybe even a little more. So let me share my screen, and you said you're on the big screen, so you should be able to see it, right? There we go. Okay. So this is our getting started page. It gives you a step-by-step idea of what to do and how to get started, where to find the curriculum, how to navigate, how to modify, everything you need. What are the steps? We also have
Where did you get that?
our how to.
Where did you get that? How did you get there? On the website?
I went to the CDC website. This is our CDC website. It's cdc.engine.umh.edu. And then I went to the curricula tab. From here, you can read all about our curriculum, and you can go to get started on the bar on the side. And this should walk you through everything you'll need to do. These are drop downs. If you click on it, you have videos and an explanation. In addition, we also have our need help tab with our frequently asked questions and how-to videos for you, the teachers, and for students. And parents can also watch the students' video if they need to. So I just encourage you again to go and see our how-to videos to help you. And now they're also sorted by the app. So if you have PDF questions, you can just click on the PDF icon and go straight to the questions that can help you with the PDFs. Okay, moving on, I'm going back to the curriculum tab. And as you can see, our curricula is divided by grade level, but we also have first week resources for you. And these are all sorts of maps that might assist you as you're just starting your school year and your school year with roadmaps. We have our first roadmap, that's a scavenger hunt to help give Google permissions and do it in a fun, engaging way. It should take about 15 minutes to go through. The kids just open they also practice how to go through a map that you click on it, click launch, and it opens in a new tab. And when they do that, they unlock all the apps that you'll be using throughout the year. And it's a fun map. They have to find out the mystery object hidden in all the clues here. And we have a version for K2 that doesn't require reading. And we have a version for third grade and up. We also have
And why do you need that?
Because they're gonna have to give Google permissions the first time you use any app on Roadmap. Whether it's Writer, PDF Pal, web resource, you're going to have to give Google permissions. And the kids are going to have to do it as well. Again, it's just for the first time. It's a one-time thing. But you want to get it over with and not have it happen when you're teaching a lesson and then everybody's, oh my God, what happened? So this is an easy, fun way to get the Band-Aid off, get Google permissions for all the apps you need, and move along with your life. And you have everything here. If you don't remember what I'm saying, you have explanations at the bottom of each map explaining what it's for. Also, you have explanations within the map. Those would be the Apple noted one. Can you see there is a little Apple badge here on this node? That means you, the teacher, only you, the teacher, can see it. And it also have explanations about how to work with this map and what is it for. And all of our first week maps have those explanations for you. This is another fun map that we made for you. It is a visit to Disney World. And the kids, again, get to practice using our most commonly used apps like Writer for the videos and PDF-Pal for all your worksheets. And they get to do it as they visit Disney World. Each app is a kingdom, and they have a fun game or task to do. And they just practice using the apps. We also offer you a first day of school roadmap. You can obviously change it to my first day of roadmaps map. It has suggestions and ideas for you, but this is an empty template, which means that many of these bubbles or nodes here are empty. We tell you what should go in there, for example, your school rules, and you're gonna put them in there, and you can use that for the first day or first week of school. I can show it very quickly so you'll know what I mean.
And everybody, you folks can download it from the repository or from there. When you clicked on it, that's right, you're just going to get it in your little repository.
All of these maps are, just as Professor Soloway mentioned, are available in our repository and here. So
Yep.
you got
Go to the
covered.
website, it's easier. Go to the
Yeah.
website.
Go to roadmap.center, it's all there. Search UMCDC, all of these maps will pop up. So this is the first day map that I mentioned. So for example, if you have morning announcements, if you made a daily video for your students, and again, we have everything you need here. All the directions are for you in the teacher notes, what you need to be doing or putting in here. And when you click on it, it will be empty or with an example that we provided, and you can switch it to your announcements. Meet Me the Teacher, that would be a video that you, the teacher, would create to introduce yourself to your kids. And I wrote down in there what needs to go inside, but you're gonna create a video and put it in there. And if you forgot how to put a video in Writer, don't worry, you have the how-to videos in our Need Help section. And I also put some how-to videos, I think, on most of these maps. Here on the side, you can see at the bottom, you also have the how-to videos here for your students or for you if you forgot.
Where are the videos? Where are the videos?
The how-to videos, but these are for the students. So they also have the how-to videos here on this map. Okay, going back to first week resources, we have a first week map, getting to know roadmaps and getting to know your class. Again, this map has our top 5 most used apps that you'll be using the most. Writer, PDF-Pal, Flipbook, the concept map, and KWL. And we have suggestions for activities that you can do with your kids individually or as a whole class together with this map. So it's really up to you if you want to distribute it to your kids as a solo map, and then they're each going to work on it individually, or as a whole class map. Now, I recommend using it as a whole class map, and we have some fun ideas for you for first week activities, like making a rules for the classroom, some icebreaker games, getting to know each other games, and all the kids in the class can work on this together and have fun and interact with each other. And these are the how-to videos, again, so they can learn how to use all the tools they have on each of these apps. Finally, we also offer a map for parents. If you have parents that are interested and need to know or want to know how to use Roadmap, this is a fun map for them. Again, they will learn, you need to share this video with them as well. This is the how to navigate a roadmap. So just so they know how to get started, that they need to click on the node, click launch, and it opens. And then they can explore all of our different apps as they have fun with Mr. Bean and Ace Ventura.
So Leah, you would just probably, you can just copy and paste a link to that, right? Often our CDC site?
Absolutely. They can click on it. They can also generate a student, they can also generate a teacher link. Wait, could you repeat that, Billy?
Like if you wanted to send this video out, like in an email to your parents or in Google Classroom, you can just, can you just right click and get a link to the video?
Yes, it's on YouTube.
Okay.
Why don't you do that and show the right click, and you can get the video? That's good.
It looks like it's also right below it. Here's a link to the video right below.
Oh, there it is.
Perfect.
Very good. That's good. That's the link right there.
And there you have it, more resources or schedules. Again, if you want to be inspired by our schedules and build a schedule for your first week, sending you back to our how-to videos and getting started tab. And just a reminder, our learning schedules are also here in the curriculum tab. And you can use our templates or just be inspired by them or just create something of your own. But these are some daily schedules that we made for older kids, for the littler kids, and you're more than welcome to download, to click on them or go to the repository and find them. They're all there as well. And start modifying them to your material and needs.
So Leah, let's say they wanted to use one of these schedules. All they do is click on it and it would take them right to the roadmap.
Absolutely.
Would it go into their repository as a copy of their map automatically?
Yeah. If you click on it from here, it will automatically generate a copy for yourself that you can later find when you go to the CDC on Modify My Roadmaps. It will be added to your list of maps that you have downloaded. But you can also search other schedules that are available in our repository. You would click here, search repository, and we do have the schedules tab and see all the schedules that come up. Some ours, some by other people, but you're free to use it. There we go, schedules. And those are all the schedules that we have.
I'm wondering if they have any questions, if they wanted to type them in the chat or interrupt.
I was just gonna ask, thank you, Billy. Yes, if there are any questions about what I just said or generally. The sound
Could you show how you would add something to that, the picture, the video of the teacher, how they would add something?
Absolutely. So I'll share my screen again. Let's say I am on the first day map and I would like to add a video introducing myself to my kids. I'm going to click on it, click launch. Again, I'm on the teacher version. Make sure that you are on a teacher version. But if you download it from our website or search it in the repository, you're going to be in a teacher version, but it's always good to check. And there we go. I'm confusing my computer because I have multiple email accounts. Don't worry, this will not happen to you.
Yeah, the teacher version is dark blue at the top and the student version is turquoise or light green at the top.
And there you have the instructions as a teacher, add a video and introduce yourself. So I'm gonna click, so if I made a video, of myself and upload it to YouTube, I can copy the URL and add it as a YouTube video. If I have a video and upload it to my drive, I can select an existing photo or video, go to image and video, and this will be my drive, and I can upload videos that I have on my drive. For example, I know I have a good video not introducing me, but a good roadmap video that I might want to share. And I can click on it, it will be added. Or I can take a new photo or video and record myself, but this will only give me about half a minute, 30 seconds. So I would, for an introduction video, I would do a YouTube video or a select existing one. If you're using Loom, you can also download it from Loom and convert and make it a YouTube video or download it to your PDF. To your drive.
Yeah,
And then for older,
oh, I'm sorry, Leah. Sometimes we, when we uploaded videos from our, we'll find them. So can you click the add an existing video a minute and show them? So like where you see the little A to Z on the right, sometimes we had to click that and say last modified by me or last opened by me because it was pulling up other things in my drive. So that's just a little way to find your most recent video that you recorded. Like we just recorded ours on our phone, and then like right on my phone I could save it to my drive, and then I would go pull it from my drive, but I usually had to say open it and then use last opened by me to get to be able to view that video.
and you can also search it by name if you remember the name of the video. You can also type that here and it will also pop up. But yeah, good suggestion with the last date. See, I'm learning new features too.
And so then how would you get that roadmap to the students so that they can see it?
Well, once you're done and you have modified the map and you're satisfied with what you've created for the day, for the first day, you would go to distribute roadmap. And you can select the roadmap you want to distribute. Let's say here is the UMCDC, our first day lessons. I'm going to click on that and then I'm clicking next. I'm going to select my class. Now I only have demo classes, so. And I can choose if I want to distribute it solo, so every student is going to get their own personal copy. Or if I want them to work in groups or as a whole class, I'm going to distribute it as collaborative, but I'm going to show the collaborative feature on the weekly map. So let's say I want it solo. Each kid needs to have their own first day schedule. And then I'm going to click distribute and I'm done. Now, I'm not sure what class this is, so I don't want to.
You can do it.
I don't want to click distribute because I don't know who's going to get it.
No, you can distribute it. It's okay.
Okay.
It's the class I made.
Sure. Oh, sure. And it just distributes it. I do want to show the collaborative feature because for the weekly map, for example, we do have some activities that will be fun for the whole class to do together. Some sort of activities that you would do, for example, with a giant poster or a game that they can all play. They can make videos introducing themselves and watch other kids' videos. So all of these fun games. So that is a map that you might want to distribute in groups or as a whole class. Billy, you had you were going to say something? Nope. So if I go to this map, again, I clicked on it, but I can also download it from the repository.
Questions, folks? Anybody got some questions? Feeling a little overwhelmed about the day. you did make it through it, so that's good.
Also, I would like to add, when you're working on your schedules, if you're working as a team, as a grade level or a department, you know, you can build it together. Obviously, if it's about you, but you want your own personal. But what I know that many of the teachers that I've worked with love the idea of taking this first day or week schedule as a team, and then before distributing it, you'd make your own copy. But that is a beautiful piece of collaborating with one another, because, you know, divide and conquer, especially we know what that first week feels like. So you can all be adding to one day or 1 week map as a team, if that's something that I know in our school we would do that together. Many schools want that PLC piece. Just wanted to add that. You don't have to do each on your own, and then but before you distribute it, you'd want your own copy for your class. So just wanted to add that.
Hey, Leah, let's show them how to copy a map.
Yeah,
How to make a copy.
That's what I wanted to say. Let's show both things. So if you want to work together as a team on one map, you would click on the 3 dots on the top right corner, click Add Collaborator, and let's say I want Denise to help me with this first day map. Or I want,
DG, you gotta go DG.
let's say Dawn, because she popped up. Dawn is another one of our educators. She's a 3rd grade teacher, and now she's been added to this map. I just click Add Collaborator and done. And now we can work together on this map. Now let's say that me and Dawn made this beautiful map, but now I need to put a video introducing myself to my students, and Dawn needs to put a video of her introducing herself to her students. What we're going to do is we're each going to go to modify my roadmap, and we're going to find this map. There we go, it's here, UMCDC, our first day lessons. And I'm gonna make a copy that's just my own. I'm gonna click on these 3 dots here on the right. And I'm gonna create a copy. So again, I went to this map, on my modify my roadmaps, click the 3 dots on the right, and now I'm making a copy. And I'm gonna get a map that's called Copy of First Day Lessons. And now it's mine. Dawn is no longer a collaborator on it. I can make changes like insert my video, and it won't affect our original copy or Dawn's copy. And I can send that to my kids. And it's also really powerful because once I've made a map, let's say a weekly schedule, I can just make a copy for week 2 and make changes to the worksheets and to the lessons inside, and then week 3. So my work is really cutting to a third of what it used to be once I have a template ready.
We have a question about Google Slides. They sent it out solo. Any work in each individual child done will not show up in other students' slide presentations. Is that correct?
I think so. It should generate a copy to their own. We talked about it with the math expressions, that if you want a spreadsheet that you want everybody to work on together, you would use a web resource and send them to a worksheet when they're all added to as collaborators.
Another option that some teachers have done, like if you already have some slide activities that you've already made and you'd like to put those in a roadmap, some teachers convert their slideshow to a PDF, and then using our PDF Pal app, you can then upload that slideshow and it'll show up like a PDF, and in PDF Pal it looks like a worksheet, and then the students can write on it and draw on it and do their activities right in the slideshow, and it's not really a slideshow, they become worksheets. So that's another option.
Absolutely, and here is a good example of those too, because I know many of you have slides or PDFs that you already made for day 1 or week 1 of school, and you can just embed them in here. And if you want kids to interact with the slides that you made, you can, like Billy suggested, export them into a PDF on your computer and then upload them here as a PDF. This is an option. So just to show you, when you go to a map, you do have Google Slides as an app, and we already have one here. And when you click on it, you click File, Change File, and all of the Google Slides that you have will pop up, and you can choose one and put it in. So for example, I have my school class and rules. I have a slideshow for day 1 already ready. I can select it, and it's going to go in there. And I should better take it out because I don't want to make changes to to the original template. And I can do that by clicking the undo button. If you did something and you change your mind, oh no, I made a mistake. We always have the undo and redo buttons at the bottom right.
Almost all the apps, if you want to change something, you click launch. The only apps that you don't open it to change it would be the web resource. And the web resource app is the one that takes you to like another website. That one, you change it right from the drawer and you change the URL. So that's the only app that you really change from that front side, other than like Liat just did, and she changed the whole slideshow right from the beginning.
Also, I know some asked us on our website about the driving questions and the empty notes. All of these activity, blank note, and web resource, like you mentioned, those are not in driving question. Those are not going to take you anywhere, so there isn't anything to launch. It's just information conveyed to you or to your students. For example, turn and talk about, or this is today's I can statement or question. So they won't have launch either. That's a good point, Billy.
Yeah, we have a question about how to organize the files that are there. I'm wondering if you mean like the roadmaps that you've created in Modify My Roadmaps. In Kent City, when I make a roadmap, I just title it KCE first, and then I know that those are my maps. And so that's how it kind of, I can search that, and then it'll bring up just my maps. And then for our exploratories, we had 7 weeks. So we did KCE week 1, KCE week 2. And that's how we kind of organized them to make them easy to find. Once you open a map and modify my roadmap, you can rename it. And so then if you want to rename it with something that will help you remember it, it's pretty easy to rename it. You just click on the title at the top when you have the roadmap open, and you can type in your own name for that map.
So again, I clicked on the blue bar where it says the name of the map, and I can rename it, and then click save.
I don't know if that's the question.
Are there any, I know some of you are working already on creating any maps. Anybody want to share, even if you can share with the screen, share the map that you created, any questions about your map? You have resources you want to put in your map and you're not sure what the best app is or how to do it.
Any other questions? One issue with the roadmap, you could delete things from that big one and send out just a little bit if you wanted, you know, like the, why don't you share it again, Liat, and leave it up for a few minutes so we can talk about it, I think. Yeah, talk a little bit about it. And Denise and Billy, you keep chiming in. I think it's very helpful, very helpful. And Kristen, you know, how would you fix this and to use that?
I'll piggyback off that. we had a teacher last week that shared a get to know you roadmap, and I think there were maybe 6 notes total on it, and it was very simplified. And it just, here, welcoming, introducing yourself, a school schedule, a simple URL that, everybody, wants the school schedule on the refrigerator, but it's even better to have it on a roadmap. So there are so many different ways to create and collaborate, so it doesn't mean so much on one person. And I think, is this a first grade social studies one that?
That's not a schedule though.
Oh, a schedule. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. They're wait till one's up.
And Kristen did a beautiful job customizing and personalizing her schedule using her words and her class videos and pictures.
Yes, and I think that's the important piece is make it your own. Personalize it, put your own voice into it so the kids, regardless if you're with them or not, hear you.
Go slow, go slow.
I'm looking for a daily schedule. There we go. This is a daily schedule from Pooja, from our very own Pooja Mulanis, and this is how she scaffolded her day. Do you want one of Monique's schedules?
Well, let's just go through this one. Go slow.
Okay.
So, why don't you talk through this one a little bit?
Okay, so see, she made it a little easier because she's a special education teacher. So it has a little less activities, and it's very linear for the kids. It doesn't have the times or hours as well. But again, we have examples that are more full day with the times. She started with a morning message to her kids. How are you doing video? Monique likes to put a form here asking her kids to fill out a survey how they're feeling. Pooja's kids are more English learners, so she just makes a video for them, checking in with them. And then they have some reading. Read aloud.
Well, Leanne, can you launch that first node after the read aloud, or we can do this first?
Wait, Zoom is in my way. Hold on. There we go.
So I always think of the writer as like anywhere you want to put in a video, a message, you can copy and paste text in there. I don't know if they're familiar with like how to like add the boxes, the plus at the bottom.
Oh, with the writer.
Yeah.
If you want to add in writer, you would click the plus sign at the bottom center, and you have options. You can add a header. So that would be a title like "Good morning, students," or the instructions, watch the video and then answer the questions. You can add a photo or a video. You can add a Q&R, similar to this one. And you can add a text box if you have a paragraph or instructions to give your students that are longer than a sentence. And
Sorry, I was just going to remind them when they're adding the video, especially the YouTube, we love this tool because you will not get all those crazy ads. You will just get the video. You can add any, YouTube. You can also adding your own videos, and the kids can also respond with videos. And people love that as far as customizing it, as Kristen said, is so important. And everybody has their own idea of maybe the questions that they want to ask based on, their own students. So as Liat showed you how easy it is to add to that. So again, that's another important piece, and the powerful part, I think, of the Collaborify Writer is being able to bring in that and not worry about where, because we know what can happen where those videos can go if you keep running on YouTube, places you don't maybe want to be. So that is a great example of Collaborify Writer. Probably one of the top 5 apps.
I am looking for the schedule that we all love, and That's Monique's daily schedule.
Oh, yeah.
And
Search
yeah, that we
repository.
all know and love.
Search repository.
I'm not sure it's in the repository because it has,
Yes,
it's
it
the one
is.
that she's really
Yes.
using. It is?
Yes. If you just search for webinar, you'll find it.
And I think it's okay to keep it simple, you know, like when you start, you know,
25th.
3, 4, you know, nodes is
There it
all
is
you
to the right. Yeah, I agree. Keep talking, Billy. Sorry.
No, that's all right. Yeah, I think it's easy, you know, until you get used to it and the students get used to it, don't feel like you have to dive into a complicated map right away.
Absolutely.
And we all know that, you know, the district has mandated or required resources that you have to use. I always tell the teachers I'm working with to put, you know what you have to do, you know what has to be there. I mean, after you get through your first week, get to know you. Again, keeping it simple, putting in your must-dos with a simple URL, PDF, whatever system, and then you begin to customize it based on what else you want to add, based on your curriculum needs or your choices of your teacher resources. So, but the simpler the better to begin with, and you know, working as collaborative teams. So the teachers that I work with love that they can all be part of it, but also add their own.
Absolutely, and I'm just reminding you here we have some examples of very simple schedules. This one only has reading and math, and this one has a little bit more. It has reading, writing, social studies, and math, but again, very simple for the kids, not a lot with pictures, so you can start off very easily and then graduate to more full schedules if you need to or you want to. It's loading. It's a big map. It has a lot of lessons in it, and it has the Exploratories map done by Billy and her team.
Questions, folks? Do you want to type them in or just go to the mic and ask? I mean, there's a lot of information we're giving you, and it's coming fast. And maybe you need a set of time to try to digest it and see how you could use it.
First day overload.
It probably feels like, I know that first day and it's a lot, and yet we want to address anything that, you know, you've started with, it's challenging, or it's something that we feel that we can, you know, address and help you with. So feel free, as we said, ask us anything. We'll hopefully give you the answer.
And do you folks have some examples that you've built, gone through the different roadmaps? Are you there yet? What would you folks like to see then? Is there something in particular that we could dive deeper and show you some more? Because otherwise, again, we don't want to overwhelm you with example after example after example. But is there something that you feel that would be useful to see again?
Here we have a question. Is there a way to send out individualized maps within a larger map for further reading groups or writing groups? This would be for them to work on an individual, not collaborative. We understood how to send out lessons collaboratively. I think Monique talked to a teacher about that today. One strategy she used, Leah, was to make a copy of a map and then modify that one map for that one student, and then you could send out that map just to a small group or that student. Like, let's say I wanted to like a reading section in it about science or something, but I knew some kids needed an easier text. I could send it out to most of the kids except that small group, and then I could modify that text, make a copy of the map, change the text in there, and then send it out to that smaller group. I don't know if that makes sense, or if there's another way you could do that.
I'll give an example. When I was working with my students in 5th grade, I would take in a reading assignment or writing assignment and just copy that node from like the reader's workshop or the writers into a new map, and not maybe take the whole copy, but I could make a new roadmap with just, if I just wanted to individualize, that's how I'm reading that for my reading or writing. You could easily, you know, if Leanne wants to show you how easy it is to copy a node, right, the click, and then take just those nodes over and distribute it to those students. Another suggestion, and that worked well, especially my reading support, my special ed teacher or accommodations. They just wanted that assignment. They didn't want the whole thing. Of course, there's that other way, you know, there's copies, but just for individual assignments, just copying nodes and put it in on a new roadmap worked for me. So just a suggestion.
I mean, another way that you could do it would be like within your reading roadmap, you could have different colors for different groups.
Exactly.
And that way you send out one map to all your kids, as long as you could trust them to only go to their node and their color, you know, with, and you could type their name right in the title of the node. I mean, you could also do that. I think if it was a daily map that I was sending out to groups, I would almost do it that way, because then it's still one map. All the kids get the same map, and then their part is, you know, they would click on their circle. But you'd have to send it out as a collaborative map, I think, right, for them to work together?
Yes. That's exactly, by the way, what we did with the win time on this schedule, or on the 5th grade schedule. When they click on the win time, it opens what I need time. It opens to another roadmap that has multiple teachers or multiple options, and each kid knows, oh, I'm with Miss Milani's, or I'm with the purple group, and they click that node. Or, I'm with Miss Koppel, so I need to go to the yellow bubble. And that's how and that's a really easy way for you to differentiate. If you want kids to work together on the same map, that map needs to be sent collaboratively. And we do have a how-to video, how to send a collaborative map within a solo map. So the whole schedule can be individual, but then just there is one activity that they're doing in groups, or one map that they're doing, one lesson that they need to do all together.
So in Layout, when you do that, and I have not done this before, so you create your map, and then click on the plus. Can you click on the plus? And then you add a node that says the collaborative roadmap, which is the second one in. So you'd add that, and then you'd open it, and then you would put your activity for that group in there. But when you distribute it, you distribute the map individually, but then you have to redistribute those small maps to your groups, right?
Yes, but we also did it with a web resource, and we put in a link to another map. That's another way.
Oh, true, true.
But we have a how-to video. Monique will walk them through them in 2 minutes. This is not a 1 minute how-to video. This is a 2 minute how-to video, but it will walk you through it.
Yeah, it's just that there are, I mean, depending on your need and your option, every situation's unique, but all of those will work for you to individualize it as you've asked. But again, some people want to do it just by nodes, maps, colors. Kids can even respond. You know, you get used to the color, not only the distribution, but when they respond in certain colors. I had students do that. I always knew the purple, the red, which group was responding. So it offers you all of those options. You just pick the one that works best for you.
Any other questions? Anything that you think you might want to know for week 1 as you start rolling roadmaps?
Let's go back to the website and the getting started, the day 1, and show again, now that we've gone through the whole cycle, show them again, and I think maybe people would get a sense of it. First week resources, okay? And so these are important ones to get going with the kids. Do you want to open one?
Absolutely, I can open. Let's do the little kids one. We often show on the webinar 4th and 5th grade materials. Let's show a K2.
And notice it's opening inside roadmap, and it will be listed under modify my roadmaps. You might want to copy it or not, but you'll send this one out. Maybe you'll put your name in the name.
Absolutely. I can put Miss Copel, my first roadmap, because this is the first roadmap they're going to be doing in my class. And save. And now this is the name of the map. And if you're not sure what to do, you have the what to do node, and click on it, and you'll read all the instructions of how this map works. Don't worry, your kids will not be able to see it. It is Apple noded. If you have in your map resources or materials for yourself that you don't want your students to see, any activity, any node can become a teacher node. If you click on it and you choose the Apple badge, if you click on it and it adds a little apple on it, then only you, the teacher, will be able to see it. If you want your students to see it, click it again, and it's gone. So again, click on the activity, and you'll have the option to Apple Note it. And they will start, they also have the instructions here on the side. Remember, for the students, in the students view, they can listen to the instructions. They're going to have a little speakerphone here, and it will read to them the instructions and what they need to do, and they basically need to click allow and give Google permissions.
Why don't you show that?
I don't know if it's because I already gave Google permission, so it's just going to open it for me.
But you can start with that roadmap so that I can see it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now, if it was my first time using Collaborify Writer, I would get a Google blurb here, and I will have to click allow, and then it will open for me. And this is the first clue, the color blue. What could the mystery object be? And they keep going and try to guess what is the mystery object. Should I open another one?
Sure.
Keep going?
Sure.
Again, they have instructions. It's going to read to them, so don't worry if your kids are not readers. And it asks them, what is the color of the letter L? Now, even if they don't get one of the clues, it's fine. They have 6 clues to guess what is the mystery object. So they're going to click launch. Again, if it was my first time using the KWL, I would get a Google blurb here with a blue button that I need to click on for allow, and then it would open Collaborify KWL for me. And what color is the letter L? It's red. So the second clue is red. So we have blue and we have red, and we keep going. I don't know what's going on.
But this is going to happen to the students. This is going to happen to you. This is what happens. The internet is slow. And there are a lot of tabs open, so that could be a factor.
You can also right-click on a tab, and then it'll give you the option to close everything to the right of it or to the left of it, which is helpful.
And we have a request to show how to add a web resource, so I'll do that. Oh, that's why, because I've confused it. I
Yes.
logged in with 2 different accounts. And it's okay if it takes time. Refreshing always works wonders. Refresh the page always worked wonders for us.
And
That's
that's
what
that.
the permission looks like.
No, go ahead, Billy.
Yeah, I was just saying that's what Leah just clicked on. It's a simple click to give Google permission.
Yeah.
So really the purpose of this is just so that the kids click permission every time. It's not like a getting to know you map or anything. It's just so they can do those Google permissions so they're done with it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And yeah, that's the purpose of that map. I'm going to show on this map how to add a web resource just because we had the request. So I'm going to click the plus sign at the bottom center. I'm going to choose web resource. I'm going to say create. Let's say I want to send kids to Get Epic to read a certain book that I have assigned for them. I'm going to call it Get Epic. I put my clicker here on the title. Then I'm going to click URL, change URL, and I'm going to paste the URL to Get Epic. I can also, if I have my own class and I chose books for the kids, I can put in the instructions all the class codes and usernames they're going to need. And again, it's going to read it for them, or they can copy it. So again, it's easier for them. They know exactly how to get in.
When we use Get Epic, if we wanted to have like a certain collection of books, I went to Get Epic in a new tab first, and I searched all the collections that teachers had put together, and then copied the URL of that collection when it was on Get Epic and pasted it in. So then it took the students right to that teacher's collection and not the whole Get Epic site. And then that way, like if I wanted them to read about butterflies, I'd pull up a collection about butterflies that was their age, copy that URL when it was on that collection and put it as a web resource and paste it right in. And so it was a little like stealing and cheating, but hey, that's how it.
No, but absolutely, you can put a link to a collection or to a specific book. But if you have your class and you want to monitor their reading times, then I suggest sending them to your personal Get Epic class, right? It gives you the times, how long each of them read.
Yeah, it's a great way too, is in the social studies and science areas, to those content areas, to add that informational reading, that that other extension for those kids that need more or want more reading. For the I did the same thing that Billy just mentioned. Take a collection. I taught 5th grade for social studies, all sections, and giving them a whole group of the Boston Tea Party or the Revolutionary War causes, just all kinds of different ways to do that with the Get Epic. And the read work I used in another source, but same thing, just as simple as putting that URL right in there, and however you want to set that up, but it's really perfect for them to open it and have all those choices or that collection, not just to go out there and search themselves for those selections. And it's a great way to get that reading and that informational reading that is so important for those kids in.
Speaking of social studies and other maps, you might want to send just one lesson to your students and not the full year, or embed just one lesson in your schedule. Like, I only want Engage New York lesson 1.2 on Monday. Then I want to draw your attention to show nested roadmaps. These will show you all the maps that are inside large maps. So you'll have all the little lessons. See, every lesson inside the unit of the math is going to show. So that's a good tip if you're looking for a specific lesson. And also in the distribution, choose show nested maps if you only want to distribute a specific lesson. Show nested roadmaps. And then it's going to show me all the little maps that are inside the big maps.
One trick for sending out a roadmap within a roadmap, Leah, can you go back to the map you were just on? that had a roadmap of it. Do you see where it says where we are, the purple one? Like if you were to just click on that one so the drawer comes out, this is like a whole roadmap. Like let's say that was your math lesson and you just wanted to switch it out for the next day for the new math lesson. You just click on file and then you can switch out a whole roadmap for another roadmap without even opening it. So let's say I wanted to go from Engage New York 2.1 to 2.2. You'd click on change file, type in your ENY 2.2 and put it in there. And then it brings up all the roadmap choices you have. And then you just click on the one that you want. And then it puts that new roadmap right in. So in your schedule, you don't even have to like send out a new roadmap. You just have to put it into your schedule the next day. I don't know if that made sense, the way I said it.
Probably need to
No, it
see
makes-
that in a schedule.
In a schedule.
Yeah, because that one's on a schedule, so it's confusing. Yeah.
Okay, so
Questions,
I'm gonna
folks?
close.
Are there more questions? I know there's a lot at you, and maybe it's been a long day for you folks. We can certainly come together again and talk. Sarah, did you get your question answered? I mean, Tim, Lance, what do you think? I mean, call it a day, let your folks go. It's kind of exhausting.
You know, I think I've been bouncing in and out, but I think for us, you know, as we watch some of the processes and especially some of the ones you've gone through again, that helps. But I think the biggest thing is just needing time to digest and to play with it. I think going through the process and doing some builds and being able to collaborate together right now is just really valuable for us. So I certainly appreciate everything you've shown us. I think that we're kind of to a point with just being able to work together and to dive in. I think that you kind of learn by doing too.
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
At the middle school, I think we're good. We have several teachers that have already made some of our own, so we're just going to help the other teachers make some as well if they need to.
Really, look at that. Yeah, it's the only way to do it. I agree. It's the only way to do it. You build it, you try it, you share it, try it, and iterate.
But those training videos will be very helpful, so thank you.
Oh, pleasure. Good to hear.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the feedback we get is once, like the teachers that start with it, they use it, and then they need that time to share it, and then you'll build your own, you know, people within your system, your leaders that say here, but again, to be able to collaborate and share it, and you're already off to a great start if they're doing that. And as questions come up, that's what we're here for. But I do agree that more information or more examples is just not, you need time to create and you know, find your way, and your leaders will just start popping up because it happens.
Could you verify that it's possible to add a shortcut to an app like Reading Eggs? Oh, yes, just the URL. Put it in a web resource, plop it in, and you're golden.
Yep. And Lexia, Kristen uses Lexia. Kristen, you want to speak on that Lexia core? You use that.
Yeah, you just put it in, put the URL in. I mean, that's send your kids right to that.
Yeah, you had it right a pathway too. If you're, reminded them right of their daily requirement, they could go this way. An arrow going, if you're done with Lexi, if I remember your schedule right, I hope I'm not.
Absolutely, because some of my kids went to Freckle because they had graduated out of Lexia. So yeah, they just clicked on the node and it sent them where they needed to go.
Yeah, and I saw a teacher with that, like, because there's a daily time requirement, if I remember correctly. So they had on their note, remember, 20 minutes per day or whatever the requirement is. So it was nice to give them that choice and link that right to their Lexi account, right, Kristen? So there was no reason to not be able to get there when they said, oh, I didn't know how to get there.
Correct.
Thank you.
So the question was, so because we're using iPads, and sorry, we were having some side banter, so I might have missed it. When they go to that URL, will that open up the app on their device?
Yes, they should be using Safari or Chrome.
Yeah, but so for instance, if they're using Chrome, and for instance, like let's say they had a link to Kahoot, and they also have the Kahoot app on their device, does that pull up the app? Does it reroute them to?
Oh,
Do you know what I'm asking?
yes. Does it go to the
I
app?
didn't have that problem. I had a Kahoot on my roadmap schedule, and it took them to the URL. I didn't have it take them to the app.
On iPads?
On iPads, I don't know. My kids had Chromebooks.
I think if I may jump in, I think it depends on the tool. Some will have a web app that will work in the browser, and some will prefer that you use the actual native app for the iOS app. And in that case, there's usually a button from the web page that'll say "Take me to the app," and then it'll launch the app.
Okay, thank you for that clarification, because I do know, like with Google, anytime it reroutes me to pull up the app, Google Slides, etc.
Right. Give that a try then. The button should be there and to do the rerouting. That's a good question. I put in the chat the resources that Liat been sharing with us. Go there, take a look, use them. They're great. Modify them, copy them, modify them. Make them simpler. Do what you need to do. They're all there for you. They're great resources.
And we also have the Common Cores for K-5 all in our repository.
Okay,
Oh.
I think we, yes, ma'am. Okay, I think we're done. I think we did a good job. I think you got a lot today. You got a lot of stuff. And just as you said, Lance, people got to work. They got to work at it and work at it and work at it. Any final questions? I'll post this video because you might want to see Liat's going through some of this material. I'll send it out. First, I'll put it on YouTube.
Okay, we certainly appreciate and glad that you had recorded things so that we can watch back later too.
Okay. Thank you very much, folks. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Liat. Thanks, Billy. Thanks, Denise, Josh, Kristen. Thanks, everybody.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.